Elon Musk's business entities around the US for the past 20 years, they're sitting at something like 38 billion. The loans, the subsidies that he got. If you try and attack the deep state, they deal with you. You are sidelined by any means necessary. If it means them cutting out your businesses, it will come down to that.
So you can't just drop your files because now you've lost all your ammunition. So you need to play the long game, suss him out, threaten on Twitter, so that the whole world is watching. So when you do drop these files, the world was watching. He put himself in a position where America needs him, and that's a powerful position to be in. As a citizen.
You can be a billionaire, but you'll never be subjected towards controlling supremacy and changing the whole narrative.
They completely debunk.
Why do we have to amend our laws and
in order to fit a dropout? That's my question as well. Ukraine, they were actually using Starlink in order to navigate the war properly.
If Starlink comes, it's got nothing to do with whatever's going on between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. To Rupert, it's about the business. Welcome, guys, to another exciting episode of Break It Down Mondays. My name is Kat MPH, and of course, I'm never alone. I'm rolling with Theo M, and we've got School. We didn't give you a chance to introduce yourself the last time, so can you please introduce yourself?
Sanibonani emakhaya, Sikhumbuzo Zondo, Mthiyano Magagu Sobotshani, Sokhulu. Yeah, I'm just an intellectual, nje, just here to break it down.
Are you related to Pastor Zondo?
No relations to Pastor Zondo, no
Alright,
relations
Why?
to Commissioner Babalo,
Zondo.
or Judge Raymond
Yeah,
Zondo.
no, what's that? State capture.
Yes, no relations to the Brewers. Much respected by Matiana Mashle, but yeah, I'm back up.
Yeah. Sure.
But the whole thing of sorry, I came in without introduction. The whole thing of surnames. What significance does it hold?
Clan names.
No, like if you're
surnames,
Zondo and there's Judge Zondo,
Yeah.
like how is it that you guys are totally unrelated?
Here's the thing. I think the whole surname thing, it comes back to we're related. If we find the tracements and steps, we might find that we are related. Yeah.
We must do a DNA test of these people that share the same surnames. Maybe.
So what happened
I
when
so
you...
funny.
Serious?
Blind. No, the lineage is so...
And we've also got Elvis joining us as a ghost.
Hi, Elvis.
Thank you.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of our exciting show, Breaking Down Mondays.
Yeah.
Yo.
So, guys, our topic today, Trump versus Elon Musk.
Wow.
I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen what's been unfolding on social media and the media as a whole. And I wanted to know, what now? What's the way forward for their relationship?
Mr. Zondo. Oh, okay.
Oh, Theo.
Hey, Banana.
Look,
Putting me on the spotlight.
look at the feud that erupted in the past 72 hours and dating back. Elon Musk, somewhere last week, he was in the Oval Office. For me, he didn't look happy from previous times when he was in the Oval Office. I was joyful previous times with his son, Olewadi Square Root. What is the name? There's a
X.
Yeah, X something. He's solving for X, Mwana Elon. So... so they were there at the Oval Office. He was bubbly and all that. But the last encounter that I saw Elon at the Oval Office, he wasn't quite jolly as the previous ones. And it looks like he had a blue eye or a black eye on his right
He looked
eye.
high, too.
Yeah, he looked like
this
was
is
distorted.
mine.
It's not necessarily a highness. I think it's fatigue.
No.
Aye,
I've been
that's-
fatigued.
That's bigger than
No,
fatigue.
that's another level of fatigue, guys. I mean, like, do you really think he
Elon was on a trip to space.
Yeah, this is the richest man in the world. So the
Whilst
fatigue is
he wasn't
different.
there.
Hence the black eye, the fatigue is different. Or maybe they probably gave him a knock back to his senses that hey,
He
this
never
is the
had
real
sense.
This is the real world, eh? Come back to earth.
But Kat, give us the background of this thing, so that we can break it down. I think all of us, with understanding.
Okay, so initially, what started this was a bill that Donald Trump introduced, which is what sets Elon Musk off, and he then took it to Twitter.
Yeah.
And he started criticizing it, saying that it's completely insane and it's unfair and all of that. Like he was basically throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
So in this bill, he doesn't benefit as much as he usually does from the U.S.
They're cutting
government.
him out,
Yeah, they're slowly but surely pushing him out.
Yeah.
And he can see that that's happening. So he's losing his foothold on the U.S. government. And so now he's throwing a tantrum. He's throwing his toys in a cot. He's exposing secrets regarding Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Even accused him of being involved with Epstein.
Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, but
Wow.
there's no actual concrete evidence, obviously, because he did say that the files are being hidden because Donald Trump is implicated. And he was a big friend of Epstein, actually. They were actually really close friends. They used to go to parties together. He did mention... No, Donald Trump admitted to say that he did go to parties they were business associates, right? And what he said was there were a few young girls...
Okay.
But they were of legal age.
Oh.
So we can't really take that his word for it.
Yeah, because the two wording, they don't interlink. They were young girls, but they were of age. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, we
They're
can't really
17.
take it. That's a
Bro,
minor.
like
That's a minor.
they said the girls were as young as 14 years old.
Yeah.
That's a minor.
That's not right.
So,
That's not right.
So looking at this Trump and Elon thing, so the second administration of Donald Trump that came into power, they formulated a policy, if I may put it, DOGE,
Yes.
the Department of Government Efficiency, and which it's primarily it's to focus on administration issues that relate to the federal government when it comes to the US. Its mission objective is to modernize technology and maximize production and efficiency, and also cut unnecessary spending. So when we look at how the bill was formulated and what are the aspects of its formulation within it, they are quite, I wouldn't say a number of things, but specifically one that Elon didn't rub the Pretoria Boys High dropout Elon Musk quite well.
Tense.
So the fact that they were gonna take out the EV credit on the bill, Elon saw it as an attack. But then I'm pretty certain from the foundation of building Dodge, he was aware of the processes and what might happen and what might be excluded and included. So simply because he owns a company that is focusing on electric vehicles and he's not getting the perks that he's supposed to get. So it's more of a thing of I'm not happy with you, so like I'm gonna go road now because it's like you're attacking me.
Like a true South African.
Yeah,
I'm
like
going
a
to expose
yeah,
your
like a true
files.
South
Oh
African.
wow, is that a South African way?
Yes,
You rant on Twitter.
you go on Twitter and you
like a South
expose.
African. You gave me.
I want to just give you a bit of numbers in terms of why I don't support Elon Musk in the way that he moves and in the way that he conducted himself about this whole situation.
Sure.
But I'll tell you what I think is actually a big deal here.
Sure.
So when we look at who funded the 2024 Trump's election campaign in terms of funding the Republicans, right? We've got top 10 funders, right? And in those top 10, the 10th funder, Rob Bijelieu, funded the Republicans with $35 million US dollars. And then at the top of that, we've got Elon Musk with 291.5 million
Big spender.
US dollars,
How
right?
much?
291.5 million US dollars.
The eyes of
If a person spends close to 300 million US dollars just to push this campaign,
yeah.
bro, I feel like he's entitled to somehow
No, but
challenge
he
challenge some of the
Not
bills. No,
necessarily.
I'm telling you.
He benefited as well.
Elon Musk's business entities around the US for the past 20 years, they're sitting at something like 38 billion. The loans, the subsidies that he got, 38 billion for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
So there is not even a fraction of what he spent. It was nothing. It was close to nothing that he spent on the campaign for the Republicans to make sure that Donald Trump comes into office for the second time around. True. So it's more of a thing of, I feel betrayed. I gave you a chunk so that you can come in. I feel like you would have gotten me to becoming a trillionaire much quicker. You get me? So that was the whole relationship. The whole relationship was on those bases. Yes, in the long run, it might seem like we're looking out for the poor. We're looking out for the country, which is the US, so that it can gradually come out of its status that is leading towards recession. You get me? And making sure that we create jobs, the GDP is within alignment. So for him, it was one of the biggest betrayals that he has seen. And he needs to understand something. The minute you attack the government spending, especially the federal one, you are attacking the deep state directly. We can name a number of people that have tried to come up with this thing of reducing the federal deficit and making sure that it comes down. They are no longer in the picture. If you try and attack the deep state, they deal with you. You are sidelined by any means necessary. If it means them cutting out your businesses, it will come down to that. Even right now, Donald Trump is throwing threats at him that if you decide to fund the Democrats, you will see something you've never seen before.
Do you think Elon Musk would be willing to spend another 300 million maybe to fund the Democrats
Yes.
in the next elections?
Yeah.
Definitely.
No ways.
Yeah.
But with this feud right now, it's a bit tricky.
I just wanna read you his pinned tweet. Nah? Let me just find it quickly.
Who? Elon.
Yeah, Elon.
Yeah.
Because look, a better man can go to any extent. If you're gonna go on a Twitter rant like a young little girl,
Yeah, man, that was
it
very
becomes-
uncalled for, man.
yeah,
It's his platform.
Yeah,
very-
but like you can't just spill water like that.
You can't, bro.
It's cool. What is your view, maybe?
On
Yeah.
on him funding the Republicans.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, it's moved.
I
Did all his tweets.
doubt that he'll do it again.
Yeah.
I really doubt that he'll do it again. He's burnt at this time. At this point, he sees that whatever promises that were made to him are not being delivered anymore, or he's getting the short end of short side of the
Short end of the
short
stick.
end of the stick. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
his stick is very short now. They are cutting him off seriously.
Yeah.
His businesses make enough money to sustain him. So him being excluded from this one bill, or excluded because of this one bill, shouldn't lead him to throwing tantrums like this.
But remember, as soon as you say his businesses can sustain him up until to a certain extent, it's no longer about money for people like that. It's about how far I can take this power thing. You get me? Elon Musk is not a president, is not a government official of any sort in the United States. He's just a privileged
Afrikaans boy.
Afrikaner
Eh,
boy.
the Afrikaners are not claiming the broer, so
No,
That's
it's
not
fine.
our problem.
It's not our problem. You went
He's
to Pretoria,
Afrikaans.
boys' eyes a drop out from you. So it's not
They
our problem.
really can't.
So it works on the basis of power. That level has reached that extent. He's no longer worried about money. I mean, like Elon Musk has created companies like your.
SpaceX,
I see SpaceX before that. Konjo, what is
the
this?
Boeing
PayPal.
company.
PayPal.
Yeah.
I was
Oh.
looking for that. He created PayPal. They made a lot of money, to a point whereby they didn't care about the business anymore. They had to jump ship and go to other businesses and make sure that they built those businesses. So their aim was to pound money up so that we can make those decisions that will lead us where we want to go.
But at the
Even
core of
right
it
now-
is still power.
Yeah, it's
They're
still
still chasing
power at
power.
the end
Okay,
of
I
the day.
understand, yeah.
That's why right now, even when you look at Trump, he's trying to attack his strategic points. He's trying to send NASA to say, if this person doesn't meet regulations of this country and what's so not when it comes to the space and what's so not,
Hilarious.
we make sure that we neutralize that space for him. You get me? So his companies are gonna suffer the most. He did a bad move. A bad move. You don't contest business people who are presidents who are in power like Donald Trump like that. Because as soon as you do it like that, he's gonna behave the way he behaves as Trump. He's gonna kick you out. Like totally. So that in the end he can come back and beg and say, hey, I'm back.
I think it's funny because Elon Musk and Trump are really the same person.
Yeah, I totally concur.
And which is why this clash now, it's just a clash of the egos because it's a push of power.
Yeah.
Elon wants control. I mean, the United States is the biggest superpower in the world.
Yeah,
So him
yeah.
being there, he knows that he's got control and now he's slowly losing it because now Trump's gotten what he wants and Trump's flipping the script now. He's going against everything, which is not what they planned. So now Elon's losing his mind because of that. But I really do think he has files on Trump, like for real, like hardcore evidence that he can use on Trump. You don't become a tech genius.
True.
And you don't know how to hack into certain government sites and things like that. To find things out, you need leverage as a
But in
businessman
this
at
case,
the end of the day.
he didn't really have to hack. He was given full-on access.
Yeah, exactly, because they were
And
besties.
with that security clearance, where you don't have to produce any documentations to walk into a room.
He was cleared for everything.
You'll find so many things and you'll make decisions. But along those decisions, you'll be told, this is a decision you cannot make.
But I feel like if he had those files, then why didn't he move under the carpet threatening Trump so that Trump can give him what he wants? Why did he have to go to Twitter?
To discredit him, that's Elon's game. It's the same with the genocide thing.
But why do I need to discredit you if I have something on you that I know that I can
Because
threaten
I want
you
your people to lose.
outside of the camera?
I want your people, your
powers
administration
are
to
not
lose
in the same
confidence
level,
in you
Chief.
first.
Okay.
Then I drop those files so that the public loses their confidence in you
strategy,
as
yeah,
well.
I see.
So you can't just drop your files because now you've lost all your ammunition. So you need to play the long game, suss him out, threaten on Twitter so that the whole world is watching. So when you do drop these files, the world was watching.
But it could have been an ultimatum. I'm looking at it from a perspective of Uti. He saw that, hey, guys, these files I have information. I have the information, these files in my possession. I might be killed for this. So that there's a young, what do you call, alibi? Is it an alibi, for lack of a better term? Published one file in a tweet. He did not say when, he did not say how, he just said, this Brur is part of this case. His name is definitely there.
And then there was a video
That's
of him
why
at the
this
parties.
list is not being published.
I get if it's gonna be an extensive evidence type of thing because it's not new that Trump was in the Jeffrey Epstein.
But we've
files
never
and
had
what's
evidence, though.
Yeah, we've never had
the
evidence,
thing, yeah.
but
We've
then
seen them together.
we knew that in the files is there because it's not a new story, that Epstein Island thing. You get me? So the intel of Donald J. Trump being part of those things, it was there. That's why it didn't get clouded the way Elon thought it was going to get
So are you
clouded.
saying we have accepted it, or the public have accepted it?
The public
If it-
have, it's just like right now, if the JFK Kennedy files were to come back, it was going to be one of those. It wasn't going to get the traction that it got when it started. You get me? So also coming back to that JFK Kennedy thing.
Yeah.
You look at how he died. He was contesting the deep state. We can mention a lot of people. Like the minute you try and lynch inside the feds, it's chai for you. It's chai. It's super chat.
Me, I'm saying this Brur knows something that has put his life in danger, hence the blue eye, black eye. Conan Diaz,
Like what?
And whatever he's going to reveal after this,
Because
he's going to be most wanted man. He literally has access to all the things that the U.S. government has done, from the Iraq wars, funding U.S. aid, what that money was used for. And now these people that are going to bar him from progressing and colonizing Mars are there in these
Yeah.
files.
Interesting news as well, Kat, before you continue, if you can allow me to just come in there. So I realized that when you read in the internet, you also find that SpaceX is also a front runner in the Trump administration's plans to build the Golden Dome, which is a missile defense shield. And it is now the USA's national defense priority. So, so that's more like, okay, cool. Now we want to build like some sort of like a super military defense, I guess, infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
And without Elon Musk, obviously without SpaceX, because SpaceX is Elon Musk. So without Elon Musk, it means this golden dome that Donald Trump promised, Americans and the world is threatened. It's somehow not going to happen. And that makes me question if Elon Musk has been using his business to actually capture the state. Because
Yes.
even when you look at the NASA, what do they call it? The NASA space exploration, right?
Yeah.
They rely
On Elon.
on Elon's business. Like when like in the last couple of months when people were stuck in space,
Yeah.
He had to go retrieve.
he had to go rescue them. So that's some other level of state capture.
Yeah, it's a
He
different
learned
level.
from the best,
Yeah.
did he not?
Which one is the best?
The apartheid government.
He's a South African boy after all.
He went there, he studied them, studied their businesses, made sure they need him. He put himself in a position where America needs him. And that's a powerful position to be in as a citizen. So he made sure that they're going to rely on me. I'm going to give them all of this so that in the end they realize that they need me.
You know the way America's tiptoeing around its business as a country. It's very heartening because their competitors are not sleeping. Look at China.
Sharks, man.
China's moving on another level.
Yo.
Like America's been there.
And they're out there
for 200
putting their
years.
business
Yeah,
to the world.
They're making
Ish.
sure that they're putting their business to the world. The last time when this whole genocide thing, propaganda that was pushed by the US from South Africa. So she was speaking, I think it was somewhere in China. He was mentioning the fact that we see what is happening to you, South Africa, and we are willing to lend a helping hand. If you grant us an opportunity to bring our businesses, we are more than willing. So that kind of sphere of route where you'll find countries being privileged to have countries like that, it's roots that we are supposed to look at as a country. Because right now, like, I feel strongly that the United States of America is drowning in a super huge pool of confusion filled with Elon. Pretoria boys high, drop out, as usual. So it's a problem.
I just didn't think this thing is going to be like that big, honestly speaking. But I realized Elon Musk lost about 34 billion out of his net worth
Yeah.
when Tesla shares dropped by 14% in a single day. In a single day.
Yeah.
But he still remained the world's richest man.
I guess that 34 billion
that 34
that he
billion
lost.
that landed him at like 90 billion lead. So which means, whoever comes after him, is
90 billion lead.
90 billion. 90 billion. And this is US dollars. So
Yeah.
that makes you wonder, this guy is moneyed, yeah?
Yeah, that's why I say they are no longer about money. It's about power and what the power can do for me. What can
Yeah,
it
in order to
utilize for
gain
me?
power, you first have to gain money because
Yeah.
money brings you influence. No one's going to listen to you if you don't have money. But if you do have money, you have this company that is going to change everything. Then we're going to hear you out. They just didn't think that things would turn so sourly, I guess.
And you also look at the what was going on about us being labeled as a genocide country.
Where's Afriforum now?
Where's Afriforum?
They're still pushing that mandate, guys. The mandate hasn't changed.
Okay.
Even with the US, they haven't changed their minds just because Trump is fighting with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
He's still pushing the genocide thing. Remember, it was never about Elon Musk pushing that narrative. It was because we held Israel accountable for Palestine. That rubbed him off the wrong way. So him pushing this narrative is to discredit Cyril as a president and to discredit our country, essentially, to make it seem like, oh, they don't know what they're doing. They need us to go and help them. That's how colonization happens over and over and over again. They put you in a position where the world is looking at you like you don't know what you're doing so that they can come in and be the saviors, thus capturing the economy all over again.
So my surprise is it looks like Donald Trump wants to sing a new tune towards this whole thing. Not sure if they're fake tweets or what, since it's Elon's company. So I saw a couple of tweets there. They were like, Trump was like, Elon lied to me about this.
That sounds fake. Trump
sounds
is
fake,
too
you know?
proud
He's
to
too
admit
proud.
that.
Yeah, like it's...
Hence, I'm saying he's still standing on this genocide thing because he doesn't now want to turn around and look like a complete idiot, even though he can see that it's already there.
Yeah.
Hence, Cyril never said anything to the man, to be quite honest, because
True.
my nigga, really?
Yeah.
But I think whatever Elon whispered into Donald Trump's ears about the genocide and the benefits of pushing this narrative was solid enough for him to stand by it. For me, Donald Trump is wishy-washy. He can say,
Definitely.
I am white today, and tomorrow he'll say, I am not white. I'm Caucasian, and it's fine.
But I think in this instance where we are looking at Donald Trump together with Elon Musk, we need to look at it in a format of supremacy has its own hierarchy, and you'll never bypass it. I don't care how rich you are. Elon will never bypass the levels of supremacy the way they sit. You can be a billionaire, but you'll never be subjected towards controlling supremacy and changing the whole narrative. If they say it's moving in this direction, it will move in that direction until. So Elon wanted to disturb it. He wanted to disturb it by cancelling a lot of money when it comes to government spending of the feds. And for them, it was a serious attack on supremacy.
But he wanted that money to come to his company.
Yes, here's the thing. That's what.
It's
That's
not
what,
like
money
it's
for
like,
himself.
let's save money.
Yeah,
Like, no,
yeah.
instead of money coming to you, I want it to come to me.
Yeah,
Okay, that I can believe.
you get
Because-
with the
For sure.
It doesn't make sense that you are in a position to make decisions to save money, and this
At the
bill
same time, you have to benefit from it.
this bill is saying we are going to save trillions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Now, why is the guy deciding to take a short left because now we are saving? You were given that opportunity to come in, show us what we are overspending on, do suggest budget cuts, and we'll follow. But now because your company is being affected, now you're going to cry foul. It's not going to happen like that.
On that note, guys, since Elon Musk was the one that ignited the fire with white genocide, do you guys think that he's still willing to pursue Starlink in South Africa,
Look,
considering everything that's unfolded?
sure, their business alignments don't change simply because of their own personal side works. He would want to pursue it continually because if it becomes a discussion in Parliament during the parliamentary committees, that means it's something that they're considering and they are focusing on it, I'd love to believe, on a daily basis as people who are in government. And yeah, it's one chunk that is looking forward to what's reigning at it. Because look, Starlink, a lot of people might think that it's something new in South Africa, but it's been there for quite some time. And not specifically the project it running, but the company and its offices. They have offices in Centurion. They've been there for quite some time. So people might think that it's a new thing. No, it's not a new thing. Something that
I disagree with you, Theo, on
on
that
what
one.
basis? I've said a lot of things. On what basis? Don't just disagree.
On the fact that Elon Musk is, because you know
Still
what?
willing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the whole Starlink thing is
Yeah.
still worth pursuing right now.
Okay.
Honestly speaking.
Why?
Yeah.
Because he's got bigger problems. No, he's got bigger problems.
No, I agree with
he
you.
just
That's why
lost
I'm killing
34
you.
billion
That's why
US
I'm
dollars
killing
in one night.
No, that's
and
not-
you're still worried about Starlink
No,
in
that
South
one,
Africa.
that one, it's not money to him. Forget the
No,
34
that's fine.
billion.
That's fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's added to his wealth.
Sure,
That's a
I
loss
agree.
to his wealth.
I agree with you.
Right. So for me
And
personally,
again, it's a loss to the government because don't forget, he looted something like 28 billion from the loans, the
through the
subsidies
tenders,
and
obviously.
whatsoever.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's cool. But what I'm trying to say is that if I was Elon Musk, honestly speaking, right now, I would put a pause on the Starlink,
Yeah.
In
deal
SA.
in SA.
Yeah.
Why?
For what specifically?
Because I've got bigger.
But this is
bigger-
business.
It's business.
Ella,
Business
It
doesn't
is
have
business,
feelings.
but at the end of the
Can't-
day,
I can't
look-
operate
He
business
threw a
with feelings.
tantrum.
Yeah, Pela, let me tell you something. Right? If you are running a business
Yeah.
and your business is diversified,
Sure.
right, in different departments, in different sectors,
Yeah.
and one department is actually like being affected negatively, yes, it doesn't mean that you should abandon
Yeah.
other sectors of the business.
Yeah.
But if you were working on advancing certain parts of the business, I think it's time to take a pause and just make sure that you maintain the balance this side.
You know, ever since what transpired, the feud between Elon and Trump, remember in the past couple of months, Elon was in Washington simply because he was playing politics to Donald, yeah? He abandoned his businesses, day-to-day business activities, XAI.
But there was nothing negative happening.
Listen, X.
There was nothing negative affecting it.
Let me tell you what is happening currently. Even if you can go to your phone right now and say, Google, what is happening to Elon's companies?
Yeah.
He walked in like a boss, say, I'm back. But the investors are asking him questions like, we've been suffering. SpaceX has been suffering ever since you haven't been here. Like, where are we? Right now, the ball it's very hard for him to kick there in the US, Chief. He'd rather work with whatever that he can work with, even if it's continue with the projects that he has.
And you think Starlink is worth?
It is.
I mean, pursuing Starlink deal in South Africa is
Definitely,
It
we
is.
do need Starlink in
It
South
is.
Africa.
We do.
Yeah, but like, is it worth it for him to pursue it right now? He's in deep
Yeah.
waters, man.
It is.
It is,
with the benefits of having control of data from the perspective that you
Yeah.
will have clients signing up
Yeah.
to use this particular product, which is Starlink.
That is the main focal point
gonna have so much
of
power.
Starlink. Like it's data objective. It is data objective. Like it's
Starlink,
nothing more.
I didn't do research on this one, but if anyone knows, Starlink contributes how much in terms of percentage or even actual numbers to his worth? Because I would love to
I
believe
don't
the
think
top
that's
companies.
exactly
Yeah,
exposed.
Yeah, because like I think the top companies that are contributed to him being the richest man in the world is SpaceX and Tesla.
Yeah.
Tesla shares dropped by 14%.
17.
Still
to
worried
be
about
exact.
Starlink in South Africa.
17 to be exact.
And you know South Africa is going to give you challenges there with the PEE thing.
But remember,
But it's
yeah,
definitely gonna
yeah, that one, that is an issue that I have in relation with this whole Starlink thing in this country. Like, they don't have to make sure that they amend whatever that they want to amend it. It's totally uncalled for.
It's already in though. The minister has already gazetted.
No, he can gazette it, but then
they didn't say
Chief,
that they're scrapping PEE.
They're
actually.
not.
They're not going to scrap it.
They're not.
They're just trying to find a workaround that they can have an agreement with Starlink and our laws. But they completely debunk.
Why
the
do
fact
we
that-
have to amend our laws and
In order to fit a dropout. That's my question as well.
I'm with you,
With you
Theo,
and
on
the
this one.
violence.
We can't.
Because our government is looking at the bigger picture. With Starlink joining, our defense goes up as well.
Yeah.
And our connectivity. I mean, like our Wi-Fi network is just, it's not as fast.
It's ass.
Wait.
It is.
But when I checked Starlink,
As
because it's
other
providing the same
countries.
speed that I'm sorry, it's providing there's no difference in terms of the speed, the speed of the internet. I think it's 120 megabytes or what per second, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, so when you look at that, Vumatel already is offering that. Vodacom is offering that. Amazon Web Services is also offering that. It's nothing unique
But it's
that
probably
Starlink
going
is
to-
offering us.
I'm pretty certain
Probably
there
is going to
is.
be this.
There is a lot of
There
unique
is,
things
bro.
with
Because
Starlink.
look, I was looking at the Russia-Ukraine war. I've been following the war for quite some time. So like in the previous years, I think a year or two, Ukraine, they were actually using Starlink in order to navigate the war properly.
Oh yeah.
And like it was an issue when it came to a lot of people spectating that thing, like why is Elon Starlink helping Ukraine and what's or not, you get me? So like you can see that there are numerous things that it can advance towards working that other systems cannot do, like in a warfare, you get me? So things like that.
I'm just looking up on how exactly we would benefit from Starlink, since you wanted to know.
Yeah.
So it says here, it would bridge the digital divide, especially in rural areas, in terms of internet.
And it's
So
a
the
big
infrastructure
problem
is
in
good
here.
enough.
Yeah, it's a big
Yeah,
problem,
it's a
and
big
it would
problem.
also open up the economy in terms of online jobs. So in South Africa, we're not that advanced when it comes to online remote work, essentially. So Starlink would significantly improve that as well.
But that digital divide, how are they going to do it? What is it that Vodacom is failing to do right now? What is it
Infrastructure. I
Yeah,
think
Vumatel
like
is failing to
fiber,
do
fiber
right now.
cables, things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't
Fiber
have enough
cables, your
infrastructure
towers.
to set up in a completely rural
Something
area.
that is of
okay.
profound quality.
And
Yeah.
they do. Starlink
Yes.
does.
So
Yes.
because we are not
By the looks of
depending
things.
on physical, physically stationed things like towers in a particular area. But like it's one tower is connected to the next,
Yes,
and
yes,
the,
yes.
the third
Yeah.
one and the fourth one.
Yeah.
So with the elimination of these towers and dependence on the satellite, whether you are in Johannesburg, whether
Okay.
it's a proper
Now I
tower
get it.
or
Now I get it. Yeah.
Emazizini,
Now I get it. Okay.
with
Cool.
no tower, you'll definitely get internet access.
My question is, if Elon Musk is going against Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is associated with people like the billionaire Johan Rupert, and Johan Rupert is almost like the gateway
To SA.
to SA.
Yeah.
You look at CCOM,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
like the reason why we have internet today
Sure.
in South Africa.
Yeah.
And the people that are controlling it behind,
Yeah.
they are people of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So him pursuing the Starlink deal, isn't it now putting him at risk of being in competition, or not competition? Because yes, it is kind of competition, because Vumatel is still under. Johan Rupert owns so much shares in Vumatel, which is like now the leading network, wireless network provider in South Africa, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that a competition then to companies like that? And also people that side with Donald Trump in South Africa, are they not going to give him hard time
Look,
now that he's against Donald Trump?
look.
He's not. Rupert is not exactly choosing a side, just like Cyril didn't. At the end of the day, he's impartial.
Yeah.
He just wants money.
Oh,
So he's not going to now openly pick a side. It's just all about the business. If Starlink comes, it's got nothing to do with whatever's going on between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. To Rupert, it's about the business. We had an agreement, right? And we're honoring that agreement. Whatever's going on between the two of y'all has got nothing to do with the rest of us. Because Hanele Kala, we weren't there.
Yeah, that's why even when you look at their trip to the Oval Office in Washington, Johan Rupert wasn't solemnly focusing on the genocide issue. That's why he was even mentioning that we have other parts in the countries where there's violence, there's gang high raise, there's high murders. So he's trying to show you that this is not about beefs of sides. For me, it's about business and strictly that. If there's an opportunity to make business, I'm there. If there's an opportunity to acquire stakes, I'm there, and money, so on. So it works in that essence for him.
Where's Afriforum now?
Oh, shame. Afriforum is quiet. They are now backtracking and saying they never said it was white genocide.
Oh, okay.
They said there was a high murder of white farmers in South Africa.
What is that?
So they never use. They're saying they never use the term white genocide. They're not trying to push a racial.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely ridiculous because that's exactly what you guys are doing. But they're still pushing that mandate. They're even challenging SAPS. They're saying that they don't believe their stats regarding the white murders. They know that there's been more. Wow. And SAPS is just trying to hide it to make the government look good.
So they're accusing SAPS of being corrupt.
So they're not changing the mandates. They're changing the wording. But they're still saying that farmers are dying. And I don't know, man, guys, where are these farmers dying? Because
I think that has been proven in terms of numbers that there's no such. But interesting thing is Afriforum now, I don't know whether it's a recent thing or what. Apparently there's a youth version of it.
They have youth.
Yeah, they have a youth version of it in the...
I thought it was only old people.
No, in the institutions. So I think in the Free State recently what happened is that the Vice Chancellor decided that they will make a rule inside the university that you cannot sing Kill the Poor, Kill the Farmer song. Otherwise you'll be, you'll be heading to the disciplinary hearing.
I think I should enroll in that school
did
to make a
anyone
lousy
care
course.
to like find out where that song, the birth of that song, because
Yeah,
it wasn't
it's-
directed.
Bro.
They're changing the narrative of the
The
song.
Constitutional
It's
Court
a
has already
struggle
ruled
song.
on that.
Yeah, but it was a struggle song back in apartheid, and it was a thing of the Boers are the police and they're killing us. So kill the poor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was a chant that they were saying to liberate the people.
Yeah.
That's the history of that chant.
Yeah.
And so just because Julius Malema is still pushing that mandate, now we're turning around and saying we're all racist.
Yeah. But how do you think white people feel when you sing that song?
How did we?
They
How
feel
did
nothing.
Forget about that.
I don't give a damn about how they feel.
About
How
their
did we
feelings,
feel
bro.
when
You
we
can't
were
ask
being
us that
killed?
question.
You can
How do you,
never.
how do you think they feel? We don't care, Chief.
No.
We don't.
Economically, we've been set back as a
How
black
they
person
feel?
300 years. That's how long you
just
have to
thinking
catch
out loud.
up.
Do you think a white person, when they hear you kill the poor, the farmer, they're like, kill the poor, the farmer. That's a
That's
nice
my
song.
song, man.
Okay.
That's my jam.
No, how do you think they feel?
I don't even
don't
wanna make it a slight
No,
thought.
let's
I
let's
don't.
explore
Look,
that
I'm
one.
not
I
I won't
going to.
explore with the wise, Chief. I won't. Not
What
with
I will
wise.
agree
at
with
this
is
guy.
that, yes, it might seem as a slur of some sort.
Yeah.
Yes. However, we cannot be now sitting and asking the question of how different parties feel.
Yeah.
You guys are still pushing the wrong narrative at
it's
the end
wrong,
of the
bro.
day.
If they sing a song
Saying
and,
what?
and
Give
be
me
like,
an example.
or if they keep on portraying the apartheid flag all the time.
Which they, in some areas, they do.
And
Okay, but if they
it's
do it
not
publicly like
anything.
Julius Malema, how would you feel?
They wouldn't even do it publicly. They're too proud. Do you get me? Like, there's nothing of their supremacy that can suppress us. We do not
Just the
care
beginning
anymore.
of this white genocide, they did go with the apartheid flag. Remember, when they were
Yeah.
protesting,
Oh, yeah,
they
in
went with the
Pretoria.
apartheid flag
Yeah,
and they were singing the apartheid national anthem, which is
The
unconstitutional.
stem.
So
Remember, we are one people. We're the victims, and we are the ones that saw everything unfold and everything happen to us as black people. So we don't literally care about what they feel. And if they do it to us, we already know the pain. So you can't tell me something new. For them, how they feel is their own biscuit to crack. We don't fit anywhere.
Oh wow. Okay.
Whole bit.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So did you guys see the video Elon Musk posted on Twitter?
Which one?
of Donald Trump at one of Jeffrey Epstein's parties.
No ways, he's releasing files already.
He posted a video, guys.
crazy.
It's recently deleted. He deleted all those tweets.
That's
But he had posted a video.
Yeah, I saw
literally.
some tweets with
Elon Musk
was-
moves like a kid, man.
It was,
What is this?
it was Donald Trump years back with
He's
two young
Afrikaner,
ladies
South African.
in the video.
Huh.
And the caption was, "This is DJT at one of Jeffrey Epstein's parties."
Yo.
Hey, Epstein was a
Yo.
crazy human being, eh?
So since we already know that Trump might be implicated, it wasn't news, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys think this will affect his term as president?
I don't think
Not
so.
unless Elon Musk continues posting those videos. But if he has removed those videos, look, I think the world is so tolerating nowadays to an extent that even if today we know that, Kat, you are guilty whatsoever, tomorrow if there's another big story, you can easily forget about you. You understand? So unless if there's something that keeps on like
Sustaining
so
it.
if Elon Musk continues to post those videos or share those files, I feel like that will be a very negative. That will have a negative impact on Donald Trump's term.
I also think Trump simply don't care, simply because
Don't care.
he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he knows his history very well. He knows where he's been. He knows what he has done. He knows his types. So he's one person. No one can dispute the fact that Trump is a moral type of brother. You get me? So, utwana lidi model. So
Well, he married a prostitute.
you get me. So it's not.
Are these facts?
Yes, it's a
Chief,
fact. She's an
we-
adult
we-
entertainer. Melania
You
Trump.
get me. So yeah,
Or
she's there, bruh. If you go scoop there,
so I
you'll
can
find
go on
it.
OnlyFans and find
They
her.
found her quickly.
It will be found. So for him, it's not something new. Like it's normal. That's why I feel like he's not even fazed by what Elon is trying to do. You get me? That's why it's not even gaining that much of traction that it's supposed to. But the gems of the matter will always be Elon, Trump, the bill, and businesses.
And the Epstein thing.
Yeah.
But
Who
he-
is
he
this Epstein guy, actually?
I think it's definitely going to
Epstein-
affect his if he's going to get another term.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely going to affect. There's a reason why Elon was proposing a impeachment on the Broer.
Mm.
Yeah, there's something that he saw is like, hey, this is the first file I'm going to give you guys. This guy is implicated. with-
But that also discredits Elon Musk by like
Yeah.
because we don't have the actual
Yeah.
files.
no.
being published.
Besides that, you spent $291.5
Exactly. On his
million
campaign.
US dollars on this guy's
It's a
campaign.
donation.
And
This
then
thing.
no, it's a donation of a person that you knew that he was on the Jeffrey
No,
Epstein
he didn't
thing.
know because he
No.
wasn't preview
No,
to...
he knew.
He
No,
wasn't
no, no,
privy
no,
to
no,
that
no,
information
no,
yet.
wait,
let me
wait,
stop
he
you
did
there,
not
Chief.
know.
Are you saying this
Chief,
guy
don't
recently
start.
found out?
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
way.
Definitely.
This guy knew.
Let us see, you. This guy knew. Even before he went into the campaign of the presidential,
He knew, bruh.
everything, bro.
He
That's how-
Kanjani. He's
listen,
a
that's
South
how-
African Broer from Pretoria.
Ah,
He's
he
not
didn't-
there
America
because
for
of
Don't get
very
it
long
twisted,
time.
brother. Don't get it twisted. He didn't start living in the US before the elections. He was there for years. Ne?
Okay.
So he understands how politics go. He understands how business go. You can't go into a campaign without knowing the full details of someone that you're
He
supporting,
knew, bruh.
without even knowing files, dangerous files.
On top of
That's
that,
how they
remember,
run
on top of
these
that, remember
things, bro.
Trump was going through that trial before where they were trying to actually cancel him.
Yeah.
And so all of those things, he knew.
People like billionaires like Elon, they have money not to buy fancy cars or luxury
To
jets.
control.
To control. So they get lucrative information like this one through money so that they can, you get me? Just like Didi videos. Where do you think those videos were 15 years ago?
Yeah.
They were there. They were being bought
They were
by,
always
by
there.
billionaires.
They were
Billionaires
always
would purchase those videos because they knew in the long run we're going to use it as a...
against him. Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
bro. You get me?
Okay.
I just
So
wanted us to give more context on Jeffrey
Oh, yeah.
Epstein.
So
Do you want to give something?
no, you
Okay,
can.
cool. So my understanding is that he is a guy who grew up, I think, in New York. And I think he grew up okay, right?
Yeah.
But his community members used to. He was arrested before the final arrestment. The final arrest. He was arrested before for a couple of cases. Even there were a couple of neighbors that were complaining and accused him of, offending their 14-year-old child.
Yeah, that was in 2005, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so not quite sure about the year.
Yeah.
So a couple of things happened. Arrested, I think for like 9 months or so. Spent 9 months in prison. 13 months. Is this 13 months?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then he came back. And then he continued, but you could tell that this was not a once-off thing. It was always part of his life. So he continued to really like be involved in those cases until, of course, the last case as we know it,
where he got arrested in 2019.
Yeah.
And they claimed that he committed suicide
Yeah.
through hanging himself.
Which his lawyers are still contesting it even today.
Yeah, I
but
also think it's questionable.
that's
man.
not.
It's questionable.
Yeah,
It's not
it's the same
juice
thing
of
that
the
people are saying
issue.
that Diddy is going to die in jail because Diddy has names as
Yes,
files, right?
bro.
So people that are implicated are going to make sure. Others were saying that even people like Jay-Z, they were going to make sure that the guy rots in jail or he dies in jail.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Amen to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They're victims to these things, and our hearts goes to them because, really, these people, they use money to control the world and sometimes to jeopardize innocent people who are not even in the public sphere. I mean, like, if you look at this Epstein thing, that guy used to roll with kids, young as 14, in private jets, take them shopping, expensive clothes. So people who would witness this, there'll be tower controllers at the airport because they see the private jet, they know who's there, they see all those kids, but they will never utter it because they don't have the power to voice it out.
Yeah.
You get me? So it shows that people with real power, which it comes with money, they do what they please, and at times it is to hurt the most vulnerable and innocent.
True.
So this guy was that rich to actually buy an island.
Remember, his background was finance. That guy's background was finance,
So hence the
banking
political-
sectors, brokers, he was finance. He
So
was
the money
focused.
people were very close to him.
Yeah.
He understood money, he understood how power is managed.
That's how we
through
managed to
finances
bring
and
all
what's
those
not.
billionaires.
Onto
Because they
that
had access
island,
to them.
and they did nasty things to kids, allegedly.
Yeah, sure, of course. We must
Hence.
always say allegedly, even though it's not alleged. But yeah, it is alleged.
So these allegations can affect our bro Donald Trump
Of course, yeah, that's what it means.
once the files are released.
Yeah, and this is where I'm coming, that Elon Musk always knew.
Yeah.
He always,
still doubt
like,
it. I still
you can't
doubt
tell
it.
me that this is new information.
It's
Come on.
not, guys.
I still doubt
It's
it.
Can't
not.
be.
It's not. Like
Get
something
close it for us, man. Yo,
Guys, thank you so much to
long episode.
our viewers and our team at the back, our production team. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out
And-
to Eagle Vision Studios.
Yes.
One time.
Yeah.
If you guys want to come shoot, come record,
Photo shoots, everything.
we got you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode, guys. See you guys on the next one.